In this specific scenario that I'm not going to be demoing, and this applies also to other integrations, the core that makes continuous localization possible is having an integration that is based on a connector build. And then if you have that component in place, you are able to create multiple APCs dependent on your use cases. And at these certain points in time, you also have specific actions. For example, when you're creating an APC, you can select which project template you want to use. And I will go into detail and into explaining why project templates are also so crucial in this whole continuous localization workflow, and how do we actually apply them to the third-party system. So roughly, we create a new connector. I already did that. I'm going to show it to you. It connects directly to the third-party system. Today, the third-party system for testing is going to be our Phrase strings product. And then we're going to create a couple of APCs to connect and run demos on their projects. So let's start then out on the projects page in Phrase TMS. I currently have only one project, did a fairly big cleanup. But before we can start really talking about continuous localization or anything, we need to dedicate some time in understanding what is a project template, what type of role it plays in our product, and what are the items that you can configure here. So for example, in this project template, that can be reused in not only APC scenarios, but in other scenarios that our customers need to. We define two names. So we have the template name, we have the project name, and then we have the third name, which is the dynamic project name that is going to be used when projects are created through the automated project creation. So this is one of the steps that I wanted to point out. The project template is important because this is the entity for continuous localization where you configure your source languages and all of your target languages. Of course, at any point in time, you can go back to the project template and either add or remove languages to adjust to your current scenario. In the project template, it's also, if necessary, you can select the machine translation engine. So if you're working with machine translation pre-translation steps, then this is a must for you. You can configure how you want your analysis to be generated. You can configure how pre-translation should work, to which thresholds, if any segments should be confirmed automatically. Then we also have a couple of automation steps here that are also important to us in the continuous localization scenario. But just to point out, there are a couple of important things in the project template. And that's the reason why we use it as the basis for automation. Just kind of a rough overview here. Then this is connector that I already created. So to start this continuous localization flow, I need basically two things to be present from the get-go. Is a Phrase strings connector, which is already configured. I gave it a very generic name. I'm not selecting any default folders in this scenario. There are some additional automations on the string side. So for example, if we are sending back locales, should they be completed as marked? And then what if all locales are completed? Should the job also be marked as completed? And this is just to enable even more automation on the string side as well. So this is all that you need to configure basically to set up this integration. Then we are going into two APCs that I have configured, and I will go step by step through why certain configuration is the way it is and what's the intent, because at the end of the demo, I want to walk you through two different scenarios. That's why we're currently looking at an APC that is for a non-continuous project scenario. It means that every time there's going to be a new job on strings, we're going to create a new project in memsource. So we're not going to have a container project where we dump all of the jobs that are being created. That's going to be displayed in the other use case. So here, as we have our connector created, we actually need to select a monitored folder. And a monitored folder references basically the integration that is set up. And in this case, it's Sarma demo webinar. And under the projects, you need to find this space that you have created for your purposes. So this specific setup here and the structure, how you traverse it, is exactly the same that you have it on strings. So I will need then to select demo project, non-continuous project. Then it's on the main branch, and we are monitoring jobs on the main branch. That's all I need to do. And then if there are 2 jobs visible already below, that means they are in the right state to be picked up by APC and imported into the TMS system. This specific APC runs on something new that didn't exist in version 1. It's Webhook based. So we have configured on the string side of Webhook. I can also show it to you. So this is the particular webhook that I have configured for the demo. I'm tracking here only 2 events, where when a job starts and when a job is updated. That's all I need to do in my case, but there obviously are more advanced scenarios also possible how to configure them.